Greetings and welcome to another excellent and exciting chess game. I have a crazy one for you. Check this one out. Okay. And there's some crazy stuff that was missed. And when you see it, you understand. Now, this is a very bizarre move. It doesn't seem to be very useful. And you never see this. So here he's trying to play, what's he trying to do to me? Of course, knight captures bishop to get rid of one of my attacking pieces. So just back up. And what happens, instead of playing this and playing, say, knight f6, for example, this would be the normal move. Then I would just play c3. He does, however, this move, knight f6. And I hit c3, he goes back, and essentially we get the same situation. So instead of going back, bishop to d3, which would have been exactly the same thing as this would have been. If he plays knight f6, and then c3, that'd be exactly the same position that we get anyway. But I move this first. I'm going to go back to d3 anyway. Doesn't really matter. And we're back to where we would have been with bishop to d3, bishop to d6, knight bd2. All right? It's just a dance of transposition. This is the position we would have gotten to essentially anyway. All right, a6, it's an okay move. It doesn't really do anything specifically. White's goal is real simple. We got to get the knight on e5 and get this kingside attack rolling, because if black doesn't pay precise attention, he could get in trouble really fast. These are not precise moves. They're not horrible. But the problem he has now is that his knight is under attack for no reason. I'm not really under attack. I'm guarded by 2 pawns. You can't. Now, he plays bishop takes because this is out of the question, because that is, L pawn fork. It's fork town, population, this guy. All right? So, we hit him as usual. It captures here on e5, f takes e5 to open the file for the attack. He goes back, super passive. And I learned something here when I was looking through this. I played, my gut reaction move for decades has been queen to g4 in this type of position. But this is pre-Stockfish. Now after Stockfish, it is queen h5. He cannot castle, he castles into mate. So this is the dealio. Watch this. This is the best move by the computer. And I always wonder, should I go to h5 or g4? Well, g4 would threaten something directly. This one you threaten to threaten. So it's a threatening removed by 1 step. So I'm threatening to play castle. He cannot castle. So this is the best move for him. Actually, wait a second. Let's show the follow-up. There you go. Here, castles, g6, queen h6. This is plus 2.7 for white. This is bad for him. So the beauty of making this video about this crazy game is that I learned queen h5 is the correct move. This is the case where profit yields extra profit. All right, I'm making the video interesting and what have you, very instructional. But queen to h5 is a crusher. It's not an obvious crusher, though. That's the key. All right, so knight to f3 is a good move, of course. Now, in a blitz game, it's maybe not as good. It's a little bit, it just all depends, okay? But the safe and sensible move is to not play knight f3. Was the castle, and, we're going to threaten to play e4. At some point. He likes it instantly. I was thinking, let's go rook to h3. So he goes, all right, well, he'll f5. take en passant. Knight takes, threatening my queen. You got to be aware that there's a threat here on the queen. Queen h4. Now there's a lot of different lines. If he moves his knight, I have to play queen takes here. Like knight e4, queen takes, which loses. Knight e4 drops material. Because knight e4, queen takes, rook takes, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. So bishop skewering this guy and this guy over there. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm leaving this pawn to hang because this pawn is irrelevant, this b4 pawn. I couldn't care less about that. I'm going to go after his king. h6, provoking weaknesses, my brother. I saw this idea, go, well, look, I'm going to just get this off this. I want to play knight f3, possibly, maybe knight e5 again. Or play e4, etc. But I'm going to threaten. What am I threatening? Queen takes h6. A legit threat. He can play e5 apparently. So that's fine. e4. We need to get some business going. It likes knight f3, I guess because I have stuff like knight g5. Takes. Bishop takes. Knight takes. Queen takes. Hey, I get to recapture on the center square, threatening a checkmate. Hard to beat. He plays the only move that's decent. But he's in bad shape. He's -5 at this point. He's a rook down, and the material is dead even. 6 pawns each, 2 minors, and 2 rooks. It's dead even, but he has to play this move because this is the only move, but anything else, well, he could play g6, but that's worthless. So he plays the best move in the situation. I just take the free knight. And that's the problem he had when he traded knights. But he's faced with the sword of Damocles at this point because bishop takes h6 is coming. This is just one of the weaknesses by pushing an h6 pawn is that you got to look out for bishop takes h6 if there's a dark square bishop. So that just wins a piece. All right, now 1 apiece. He's in major league trouble. Now I thought about it. I guess I could have done this. Not really a big threat, but I went back here. And oh wow, that's the best move. I'm shocked. I didn't feel like this was the best move. But I couldn't think of anything that was really better. That was really what it was. I played this move not because, I'm a genius and I know this is the best move. I played this move because I couldn't find anything that was better. Queen c4, queen to b7. It's like, yeah, these are all stupid moves. Just go back here. Turns out it's the best move. All right, now he's threatening to do this. This is a classic example of what's he trying to do to me. Rook to f2. By itself, not a devastating move, but don't let the guy in. All right. Bishop e3 stops this move. So, rook e8. He's got ideas perhaps of playing e5. So we're not doing that. He plays e5. I'm going to take this, what have you, and then play bishop here. I'm going to be very careful though. Yeah, that's okay-ish, I guess. Well, we'll see. Rook defending. Now, I can play this move, but it really doesn't do anything specifically. I decided I was going to get rid of this. This is a very active and deadly rook, so I'm just going to get rid of him. Rook to f1. The computer says queen e4 again is the best move. He'll just go back. I don't know. I was like, well, we're going to do it this way. Get rid of this guy. This is his best piece. I mean, this is the thing. I recognize that this rook is his best piece as far as the job it's doing, so I need to get rid of it. He got rid of it. Bishop takes, fine. You took that? Yeah, well, good luck with that. So this is one of those moves that seems good, but really does nothing. It doesn't do anything, but it looks like he's filled in a gap. Okay, And he has, but the gap that he filled in was worthless. Now, you know, I'm still trying to make sure my stuff is safe. Rook to f3 is a very safe move. Bishop takes is crushing. He can't take it because well, it's not quite yet a ladder checkmate, but that's the threat. It was bishop takes, pawn takes, queen to h7, and I've got queen to f6 check, which is really a problem for him. It's just winning. Okay, so I made a mistake. I played the safety move. As you see, the bar is monster. Actually, it says mate in 9. I didn't know that was mate in 9. Because I was down on the clock. My opponent has 1:23 seconds. I have 52. So I'm like, let me just play a very good move. Rook to f3 is a solid, obvious move. I really can't lose once I play that. Again, bishop takes h6 is crushing. I didn't play it. I just went back here. I see what's coming on this diagonal. Here it is. Come and get it, baby. I got two vicious bishops. Slicers, as Forrest calls them, if you've ever seen Coffee Chess. And I'm threatening. Once again, this is crushing. He plays e5, the best move. I don't know why it's the best move, but I play the best move. And my best move is better than his best move. He played e5, I played this. And he's going to get hammered by some basic stuff. You know, I'm looking to put a double check here. King takes, queen h7. That's a checkmate. So he's now walking into a potential checkmate. Whoops. To be honest, I didn't see the move that I played. I didn't see this as a forced checkmate. This is mate in 2. Bishop takes, king takes, queen h7. I played the other. This is a mate in 3. I go here. I'm going to checkmate him. King g8, queen checks. Oh, actually, right. He can play queen h5. That's what he can do to just delay it one move. Queen takes, check, king to here, and then checkmate, because the rook is a fence rook here on the f file. The queen h7 will be checkmate, but he can throw in one move of queen, blocks it on h5. But it was a really wild game with a lot of potential tactics. In a regular game, I'd have been on bishop takes h6. I was planning to play bishop takes h6 for when I mentioned it back here. Actually, so there's already designs of bishop takes h6 at this moment. I just didn't play it because there was other attacks potentially brewing, and I thought, well, you know, let's just be super safe. Don't be fancy. You're winning. You know, let the win take care of itself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Got to see a double bishop attack going. Even though he had a lot of good defensive pieces, the fact that he's just outnumbered. And every piece I have, all 5 are attacking his king. And really, he's got 2 pieces defending. He's got 2 grandstand watchers right there, rook e8 and bishop d7. They're literally doing nothing, worthless pieces. They're just for decoration. They're just for decoration. Kablooey, this is super safe. You know, don't be fancy is what my dad would say. This is the kind of stuff, it can get fancy. Don't have a lot of time to calculate, so don't waste time calculating what doesn't need to be calculated. I set this up to be an anti-lose position with this threat on his queen, and it's just nasty stuff. He doesn't stop it. Like I said, in a real game, I'd have time to tournament face this guy, and bishop takes h6. He's toast. It reminds me of a game I played one time back in the early 90s at one of the local chess clubs in the next town over. So that was Friendswood Chess Club. And I did this to a guy, a similar kind of a situation. And my bishop was on c1, and I just bishop takes h6'd him. And it was, you know, it was all she wrote. And it was really awesome because I'm doing this attack, and I was looking at it like, I'm just going to take your pawn. You know, I only developed the bishop to go bishop takes h6, and he resigned shortly afterwards because he just got annihilated. So it's one of those things that, yes, I have seen this before. I've done it before in an actual tournament game, tournament face style. That game lasted about 20 moves ballpark, maybe a hair less, maybe a hair longer. So 20 plus or minus 3 moves. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got to enjoy this attack that I had. It was pretty fun. And look forward to seeing you in my other videos. Check them out. This is the kind of stuff that I do in those training videos. And this is the kind of results you get from training videos, is games like this where you get to play some really cool looking moves. So see you guys later. Thanks again. And as always, like and subscribe.